Hi everyone. We have a special guest today. Her name is Eva, and she is actually learning Hindi. So we'd just like to hear about her take on India and Hindi in general. So yeah, would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Eva. I don't know. I'm 24. I'm French, and I've been learning Hindi for like 6 months now, with like varying results.
Okay. So what prompted you
That's
to
it.
start learning Hindi?
So, starting last year's, I actually dated a lot of Indian guys, most of them northern, and since it was during lockdown and I was super bored, I got tired of just pointing at random stuff and be like, how do you say a table? How do you say a bed? How do you say a cat? And I was just like, okay, I'm bored anyway. I'm just gonna learn Hindi. And
Okay.
and I started and I never stopped.
Okay, that's an interesting story. But
Yeah.
how are you learning Hindi? Are you learning it online or through books?
A couple of things. So I started like the normal human would with like Duolingo.
Hmm.
Mostly, so what it mostly helped me with was the alphabet, which
Hmm.
took me an afternoon, and that was the most miserable afternoon of my life. Just
Okay.
learning Devanagari is hell, and 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 it helped with like the very basic sentences, like how to form sentences. Like you gotta have like hai or who or like shit. Like, oh yeah, I would like to apologize for my pronunciation of Hindi. So that this is going to
Okay.
be an ongoing theme. I will apologize about it.
No problem.
So like forming normal sentences, like subject, verb, and like helping verb or whatever.
Mm.
And then um I also talk Hindi with my friends. Like I ask them to throw Hindi at me and see if I understand it.
Mm.
And I watch Bollywood and like series like Mirzapur. I've
Mm.
watched that. I've watched a couple of Bollywood movies because I have friends who love Bollywood a lot and want to watch it with me. And so that's how I learn, by just hearing stuff and
Okay.
then linking it to stuff that I already know. And if I know like everything in a sentence except one word, and I look at the subs and I'm like, so that is that word.
Mm.
So that's how I've learned so far.
Mm. So when you watch the movies, do you understand most of the things that happen?
Now, yes. So now what I did is like specifically for Mirzapur is I
Mm.
watched the first season with like English subs, and the second season I went subless,
Mm.
and I understood like 75%, and
Wow.
the
Okay.
rest I got from context.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's a very big, like, so I started with Sacred Games, which was more complicated, so I
Mm.
gave up with that. But Mirzapur is very simple Hindi. Like it's what
Mm.
I feel like is very simple, like everyday Hindi.
Okay.
So it like it's actually easier than it sounds. It's like when you don't do it, you don't realize that it's easy, and once you've done it, you're like, yeah, sure.
Mm. So what's your favorite Hindi word so far of all the words that you learned?
It's an insult. Can I say an
Not
insult?
including insults.
Not okay, not including insult. Oh, I will have to. Yeah, no,
Uh,
I know. It's tickle. I will apologize for the pronunciation. It's good goody, I think, means
yeah,
like tickle.
yeah.
Yeah,
Gudgudi, yeah.
it's adorable. It's adorable.
Yeah, it sounds like exactly what you do, right?
Yeah,
The word describes the action.
yeah. Yeah, it's adorable, and I'm a big fan of adorable words.
Mm. Also, the words that animals make, for example, right?
Oh God, the dog. When I learned that dog's bonk, it was the best day of my life.
But like coming from a French background, did you find anything which is hard to pronounce in Hindi, for example?
Yes, so the hard T's and D's, like when you say horse,
Hmm.
ghora. the D in the middle, which I'm not pronouncing correctly. This is a sound that we do not have in French. That's like half a D, half an R, half an
Yeah.
L.
Yeah.
And it's a sound that I've been trying to pronounce for 6 months straight now. And it's terrible. And yeah, so the hard consonants, this sound, the N, the terrible N, that
Is it
from
like na?
no, not the na, the or na.
No.
I'm trying to
Yeah.
do it. I don't know if it's understandable.
Mm.
There's one weird N that looks like
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
I know it's in triangle. I think it's tricone or something.
Trikon,
That I
yeah,
can't.
trikon.
Oh, it's the
Yeah.
N. It's the N from Haryana. This N I can't pronounce.
Haryana. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Yes, this one.
Yeah.
This one I can't pronounce. Yeah. That like all those letters that require the tongue to flick, I can't do it.
But I'm pretty sure you'll pick it up after if you listen to it a bit more. I'm pretty sure.
At some point, but yeah, it's being a very foreign sound. I don't know. I don't know how long it will take me, and I don't know how legit it will sound once I have it.
Okay.
Because like it's the same. So I'm French, and getting the English R and the it took me a while when I was learning English, but like now I sound legit.
Yeah,
but
you sound
like
legit.
when I was learning English, when I was like 10, 12, I didn't sound like that, obviously. So yeah, I don't know if I will get that level of competency with like spoken Hindi that I have in English.
No, but it's the same way. Like I don't think I can pronounce the French R as well. It's so hard.
Yeah. The French R is an event in itself.
Yeah. So, do you have any interesting stories regarding Hindi? Like, did you try to speak or mess up or something like that?
Well, since the people that I speak Hindi with all speak English, like when I speak Hindi with them, it's always in the middle of something in English, and I always kind of warn them that I'm gonna speak Hindi.
Okay.
So they don't so it's not like I just spring Hindi on them. And so on my Insta, I like my bio is in Hindi, and it confuses a lot of guys. I have a lot of guys in like my inbox being like, "Are you Indian?"
Okay.
And I kind of look at my screen. I'm like, but there are guys that have heard my Hindi and have said, "Oh no, you do not have an accent," and this is lying to my face because I know what I sound like. I know that I have that. Even if I were good at Hindi, which I'm not, I would still have an accent. But the guys like to pretend, and I know it's adorable. Like it's to encourage me.
Yeah.
But it's like please don't please correct my Hindi, and yeah, it's that kind of stuff that I get most of the time. Maybe once I was outside riding my bike, and my bike had issues, and in order for people not to understand me when I swear, because I swear a lot when I swear in French, like in France, now I swear in Hindi. And
Okay.
so I was riding my bike in the street, and my bike like malfunctioned, and so I immediately exclaimed something in Hindi regarding my bike's mother. and there was a guy about 5 meters away, a Desi guy, that just turned around and was like, and we looked at each other, and I got back on my bike and biked away super fast. So usually my funny stories all involve insults, because that's also how I started. I'm a big fan of learning insults. The rest is just gonna be guys on my Insta going, "Oh, are you Indian?" and me being like, "Are bhai." So yeah.
I mean, you have a YouTube channel, right, where you posted a video recently about
I did.
about India.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And it went down way better than expected. So for the ones of you who do not know me, which are all of you, I posted a video of me being like how Bollywood and how Desi guys think that flirting works versus how it works in real life from my perspective. And
Mm.
I did that by putting a bunch of Bollywood songs and being like, oh, how Bollywood thinks love works, and the song is "Me Tera Boyfriend," and I was just like dancing in my bedroom basically, and I thought it was absolute garbage because it's TikTok level stuff, but my friends all think it's the best thing in the world, which also a lie because they're my friends. But yeah, I did that. I think people are being very nice to me because they
Mm.
like they know I'm French and they know Hindi is such a different language from French.
Mm.
But yeah, I think people underestimate me kind of when it comes to language.
Mm. So, can you read and write Hindi now? Did you reach a
Yes.
level of proficiency there?
And writing, I can read and write. Like writing is easier than reading because when I
Mm.
write, I know what I'm gonna write, and like I read it. Reading, depending on the if it's like handwritten or if it's like machine typed, but like
Mm.
depending on the font, it
Mm.
might take me a while. If
Mm.
it's like the standard like font that I have on my phone, I
Mm.
can do it at, let's say, a quarter of the speed that I can read in English. If
Okay.
it's handwritten, it will take me 7 hours. But if you leave me alone with a text, I don't know what I'm gonna like. I won't understand what I'm going to read, but I can say what's written.
Mm. I mean, that's really good because I feel Devanagari is not that easy to learn, right? It's a bit complicated.
It's it's easier than people think.
Okay.
I honestly don't think I was being a genius about that. I think it looks complicated because it's completely foreign.
Mm.
But once you get the system, like once I got that, oh, like you always have the consonants and then you add the vowel.
Mm.
For ka, you add like the a is the bar and
Mm.
stuff. And once I understood also that you can have like half letters,
Mm.
like this it was pretty easy. And I have seen like other scripts, like for example Odia, and I can't read it, but I've
Mm.
seen stuff written in there, and I've been like, oh, so this is how you mark the R, or this is how you mark the A,
Yeah.
and like it's always the same kind of system.
Yeah, it's the same system.
And so I yeah, so it's not like I want to learn it, but if I ever wanted to, I'm confident that I could do it like within a
Mm.
week. Like not the language, just the script.
Mm.
Like now it just sounds like, oh, you have different words, but you have that in Hindi. Every time I ask friends, oh, how do you say this, they always say like, I don't know, I forgot, I only speak English, check on Google. And then I check on Google and I
Mm.
tell them the thing and they go, oh, no, not that, that's should.
Yeah.
Every time I'm left with whatever version of should Hindi that there is,
Yeah.
because I don't have the actual Hindi.
That's true,
Yeah,
actually.
that's one of the things that I find fascinating with Hindi. There are like 7 versions of Hindi,
Mm.
ranging from very should to not should.
Mm. So when they say Shuddh Hindi, it's most likely the Hindi with Sanskritic words. So whenever we find like new things, like new
Yeah,
scientific discoveries, we just tend to put Sanskritic words, and people don't use them. They're just there for the
yeah.
technical people. So
Every time I ask for a word, I end up with should.
okay.
And like yeah, like in like spoken Hindi, I've
Mm.
noticed that most of the times when there are two different words, like one in Hindi, one in Urdu, people will tend to go Urdu
Mm.
because like bed. I know that in Hindi it's supposed to be, I think, palang, and in
Mm.
Urdu it's bistar, and
Bistar,
I've
yeah.
never heard anyone use anything except bistar.
But if you look at Bollywood songs, for example, I think they also prefer to go with the Hindustani versions of words, isn't it?
They go Punjabi.
Yeah, that too as
They
well.
go Punjabi with it. Yeah, I think like the because I've been made to listen to like new songs and old songs,
Mm.
and I think like in the old songs I've heard more of like Urdu, and in the
Mm.
new ones it's like full Punjabi.
Mm. That's true. Yeah. So which is your favorite Hindi movie so far? Bollywood movie?
3 Idiots.
Three Idiots. Okay, yeah, it's one of
I'm not,
my.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna risk anything by answering Three Idiots. I know everyone likes it. But
Yeah.
yeah, I really like Three Idiots.
Mm,
I like Tugs of Hindustan. I know I'm the only person on earth who liked
mm.
Tugs of Hindustan, but I will not apologize for that. But yeah, I haven't seen a million movies. I've seen maybe a dozen.
Mm.
So yeah, it's not like I have a huge sample size to compare either.
Yeah, but I think you got the flavor of how it works, right?
Yeah, yeah. Two movies in one, and the intermission and the songs.
Yeah. So, have you ever been to India?
No, I wanted to go next month, but
Mm.
COVID. Hoping for the end of the year where I can be there for Diwali.
Yeah, that would be
That's the
great.
current hope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they love you out there. I mean, you already speak Hindi and you know the culture well.
Yeah, I can already swear in Hindi, so so they already. I have a lot of friends like all around, mostly in Delhi, but
Mm,
all around kind of the north in general. So I'm
mm,
hoping to go like visit everyone and like go around, eat everything,
mm,
eat everything, and visit kind of like the whole northern part,
mm.
and and maybe the south in a next trip.
Yeah, I hope that you'll have fun when you go to India, and
So do I. Thank you.
and I hope that you can bring more such content into your YouTube channel as well. Yeah, so thanks a lot for spending time with us and
You're welcome.
discussing your journey.
Thanks for having
Hope that your Hindi skills reach a the best level possible. And
me. So
yeah, thank you.
thank you.